Family is the core of everything, and it's the core of our rodeo. The Wild West is a family event. Living on a ranch in a small community or out in the middle of nowhere, it's all about family.
When you do something like what the rodeo does, and has a night for each service that's dedicated to that service, you immediately feel like you're at home.
You know, to me, it's not just, you know, ranchers and cowboys and people riding horses, but it's the piece of the cowboy way there's virtue in that.
We have each event supports one of our key military units. So we are tied at the hip with the military.
We only pay for the things that we have to pay for across the board. And so those proceeds that come, they get consolidated at the foundation level, and then we make the determination of the split of the funding between the bases.
I have never seen such a generous community as the Colorado Springs community, and what a neat platform to get to watch that generosity, you know, as Garrison Commander, to see so many people come together through the rodeo, through other things, that want to support our soldiers and our airmen and our Space Force.
We're really proud of the tradition of the rodeo. The military is a very fundamentally important part. Our soldiers constantly earn much more than we can provide them in every year. But I was fortunate to serve for just a couple years, but that's a very important residual effect that we have.
When you partner with the military locally, you're really making an investment for the city in the longevity of the military in our city.
The profit that we can get, the more profit that we can get, the more we can give.
We've got great opportunities and an opportunity to give back to Colorado Springs.
I think the last year was at Fort Carson with the funding from the rodeo, complemented with some other things. We were able to help over 1,000 soldiers and families at Thanksgiving and Christmas. And what we were doing was we were giving $150 gift cards to those soldiers. But I think the important thing is we knew we had the right demographic because the young leaders were the ones that were identifying those people that needed help.
I was fortunate enough to command twice in the Air Force, and I can tell you there's never enough money to help the young soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Guardians, Coast Guardsmen. There's just not enough. Anything that we can do, you know, every dollar that we can raise that gets contributed to those folks helps them in so many ways. From things like Thanksgiving baskets, Christmas baskets, for help when a member is deployed.
And I want you to think about the number of soldiers, airmen, and Guardians that we have that are forward deployed around the world. And I think you'd be really surprised just how many places around the world we're sending that group. But then I want you to think of their families, and specifically on the holidays, we have a young spouse with his or her children that are at home and they're missing their service member. So anything we can do to make that holiday a little bit more special for that family, that's who I want you to think about. So the soldier or the airman and Guardian deployed forward doing their mission, they've got their camaraderie of their friends on either side. But I always like to think of the family that's back here that's holding up the home front, waiting for their service man or woman to come home. And I think that's who you're writing the check for today.
You want to do this because you're going to become part of a family. And the rodeo family is this rodeo's family is amazing.
I'm part of the crowd of the saints of service, the volunteers, because nobody gets a nickel out of it. You can go to movies, you can go to wherever, but this is real life fun, and it serves a lot of good purposes.
Of all the places I've been in the military, I've never seen a program like this that is so effective and makes such a massive difference for the Army post and all the Air Force and Space Force bases and their leaders. So you're doing an amazing thing for your community and an amazing thing for the military community. And I'll just say on behalf of the military community, they can't thank you enough for what you're about to do.
It's a game changer for a lot of these young folks at times.
We give whatever we can annually to support their families and those in need in the military. What you do and what your support does to continue what we do and what we're hoping to do in the future is really important. We give away literally all of what we take in, and so what you provide is substantial. And we like to see that grow, and what you can do tonight will be very helpful to us going forward. Have a ball and open your pockets.